I thought I'd sit down here. So I've got my painting drying on the other table, so I can't go. It's nice to move about a bit with my lovely lamp. Let's see who comes in. Ooh. Right, is that the wrong? Let me have a look. What is that? Have a warm glow. Spirit Wolf. Hello, Spirit Wolf. Got another something to say tonight. I thought I'd have a bit of a warm glow going on. I'll just wait for a few people to come in. I've got some lovely people to show. And one person that I do not big up enough on the feminine divine energetic side going on, that needs bigging up a lot more, and I think I really need to big this person up a lot more. Not that she's not, it's just that we do talk about the other side of that person, and this person needs talking about because this beautiful person. Do you know what? It's funny that you said that, Spirit Wolf, because when you just said you usually lurk, I was just... It's not a coincidence. I was about to give a massive shout out to the silent majority. So I'm glad you've actually come in and said that, because, you know, like I said earlier on when I was having a bit of a rant, which wasn't really a rant, it was just a response, but, you know, I think a lot of people see things that are going on at the minute with energies going on at the minute. Hi, Mark. So, yeah, there's something I want to talk about, which a lot of us talk about. A couple of things that I want to show that just popped up. So, you know, let's just call it what I said the other day, taken there by my higher self, which I decided to name Indigo 7. Some people will get wound up by that, but hey ho, each to their own. My spiritual path, my spiritual journey, my words that I want to use, my words that I want to use. So, I feel like telling a story. Mind you, it is my story that I'm telling on here, isn't it? I turn the pages of my own book. Oh, they do, Mark, and I'm just coming in with this now. I turn the pages of my own story, and it's my own story that I'm on, my hero's journey. So I don't know why people are trying to write my story when they just need to go and write their own. Hi, Danny. Hello, Dolly. Love bombs to you, and God bless you and your family. You as well, Danny. Love bombs to everybody. But we can send the love out, but it doesn't mean, but we sometimes need to cut the cords. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Because this isn't about other people and what other people do. This is about me, as I keep saying, sharing my journey, and people will resonate with parts of it or all of it or whatever of it as they go through their journey. So tonight, like I said, I'm going to be shouting a few people out, and one big, massive, divine feminine who is so beautiful. And we're gonna play a game of Guess Who in a minute, and I'll get all this out as it comes out, because I've wrote a few notes down of who I'm shouting out and whatever, and that's it, and it'll all just come out anyway. Yeah, know thyself, exactly, Mark. I confess I'm another lurker. Roxy 72 is another lurker. Do you know what? It's just so funny because I can't stop laughing at the synchronicities and everything going on with, you've just said that, and Spirit Wolf has just said that, and I've just wrote on my paper just to remind me, I've put silent majority. Shout out to this lovely silent majority who just pop up now and again and say, and I will be reading someone's comment in a minute, and there's loads of you that do it. So that's just hilarious that another lurker has come in, but I'm assuming you're a nice lurker. We have lurkers of the dark that just like to be watchers, you know, of what you're doing, and then you have the nice lurkers that don't come in chat, you know, they probably sit back, they haven't commented, but they just watch and they enjoy, but they because you don't have to. But it is nice when they come in, or you come in and you're new, and then you get involved in the chat and see that the chat room, as we call it, is a very nice chat. You know, and if you get chatting to people in there, you will find you can chat to people in there. Why I'm waffling on with myself. Hi, Si. So, right, chat's coming in a bit more now. Just wait a few more seconds. Oh, orbs are about. Good energy. Whoop, whoop. Just done a bit of cleansing. We're all cleansing, you know, on this path. We're all getting rid of negative energies. We're all getting rid of past traumas and this, that and the other. Everybody's doing it. That is part of the path. This is why I'm not understanding certain goings-onness at the minute. Yeah, nice lurker here. Hello, fellow lurkers. Yeah, see, Spirit Wolf. Hello. Yeah, so if there's any lurkers out there of the good sort, I mean, if you're watching from the bad sort, that's up to you. Because this is a chat about also, you know, where your energy flows. Your focus, you know, your focus goes where your energy flows, or whichever way around it is, which is very true. And that's, you know, sort of a universal law there, which I will be showing somebody talking about this from way back. I can't guess who it'll be. But I've seen this video before, because when I had to do my research on someone, not just, you know, reading something the mainstream media's put out and trying to feed into that energy of what the mainstream media's put out, because if you're reading something they've actually said, that's not reading energy. It's not Friday, not Thursday today. What day is it? Don't start. It's Friday today. Don't start getting me all confused. Right, there's 11 in the house. That's a good number. Hello, Susie Q. So, let me centre myself a bit. And centre myself in the middle, and centre myself a little bit. Grab myself a little bit of what I'm going to bring in. So, I came on this morning, as some of you saw, whatever time it is, doing that whole thing of that shenanigan, you know. But that just felt needed to be said, and I'm not bringing that up now. But, you know, if anyone doesn't know what that was about, it doesn't really matter. That's put out there now, and that was an invite, and that's that. And like I said, it's about your path, not what I'm doing on my path, but I know people tune into me because, as in tune into this channel, because they see something that I'm saying or that I'm doing, or just a frequency I'm putting out that helps them rise in their vibration, especially in these times, and especially for newly awakened people. It's not about really the people who are awakened. Hi, Robert. It's about, mine's more so the people who are trying to get through it. You know, not all this infighting business of, like I've said before, who is awake first, and that isn't about what I said earlier. That's everywhere. You know, I've done other chats when you know, it triggers people, when I sort of went down the whole rabbit hole with the flat earth thing. You always get people in different areas and platforms that just don't like you, or, you know, want to, I don't know, just stick the beacon everywhere. You just get that everywhere. You know, we all resonate. Yeah, and like I said, it just makes me laugh, you know. I don't go and watch channels that I don't resonate with, because why would I be wasting my time watching something I don't resonate with? Because also I'm trying to heal myself, and I'm trying to move forward, and I'm trying to bring into my life, with what I love doing, those things. And the more you do what you love, the more good things will come in your life, you know, in different ways. Exactly, Susie Q. So for the people out there, one of the biggest ways you can heal is stop watching people you don't like, for a start, or whatever that is, or being around people that you're not really interested in being around. It might just be because maybe they were seen as the in crowd or something, and you want to be seen as the in crowd. Well, being your true authentic self, because that's what I'm going on about again tonight, it's not really being your true authentic self if you're hanging around with people, or whatever situation it is. It's many out there. This is to do of an overall thing. If your inner self is telling you, I don't really want to be around this, I don't enjoy it, then why are you doing it? Because it doesn't put you in a good vibration. That chat before wasn't really a good vibration, because it's just not. but it had to be said, if you get what I'm saying. It's just part of living on this planet right now, dealing with people who don't resonate. Yeah, it is, Phil Lewis. I watch you because you resonate with me, and everything you say makes complete sense. Ignore the haters, and you do you. I think you. Thank you, Fiona. That's what I do. But sometimes when I'm talking about something, it looks like I'm going on about something when really I'm just expressing a situation because I know these situations happen. But yeah, like I said, that was put out, and that's the end of that. And there was an invite there, take it or leave it, and that was that. So don't watch, listen to it. Yeah, exactly. Even like I've just been watching a bit of is it the new A New Brave World, that new series that came out? I mean, you can see what's going on there, but I just thought I'm just gonna express yourself. So your true authentic self is being true to yourself, and sometimes we're not just suppressed off other people and parents and teachers because they've gone through a what does that say, King? Trump, Russian pressure. Biden's famous words. I'll be talking about him in a minute. Not spoke about him for a bit. So yeah, express yourself. So what did I just say then? About expression. I just got sidetracked then. Hang on a minute. Yeah, you don't always get you can get suppressed off parents, teachers, friends, whatever, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, blah 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 blah. Because you can go within yourself sometimes. Like if they don't believe it or whatever situation it is, over time. But you can also get suppressed by yourself. Like when you don't know who you really are and you're like, oh, maybe it's not like, oh, maybe I need to just not really talk about that. If I can't talk about something, this will go for anyone. It makes you feel down. That suppression of, your expression. We came here to express ourselves. We have been, as we know, dumbed down, lied to. So the expression that has been going around for quite a while has been, don't express yourself in a good way. Don't show love. Don't show compassion. Don't really show your true self. Hide them feelings. Let's all go to a society that doesn't really care and wouldn't really help anyone if they drop the shopping on the floor. All that sort of stuff, because that's what they've been doing to sensitise everybody to the whole fact of not caring and then sexualising everything, as we know, younger and younger and younger, with all the music they bring in, this, all the stuff we know anyway. But it's a form of expression that isn't a true divine expression. A true divine expression to me, and when I'm talking like this, it's me expressing how I feel, not how that other lady feels, who I was talking about before. Well, that person was feeling like, this is me trying to express me. And it doesn't mean it's right or it's wrong. It's just an expression. The person who has that channel, and I'll just have to say it because I'm saying it because that's the name of that channel, should think really on the words of, the channel's called Thoughts and Perception Out Loud. Well, at the end of the day, her truth of what she thinks I am are only her thoughts. Thoughts and perception is only her thoughts and perception. It doesn't mean that what she's saying is the truth. And I'm saying here, it doesn't mean I'm saying the truth. You might not resonate with it, but because they're only all our thoughts and perceptions. But we all have our own inner truths, if you get what I'm saying with other stuff when we go within. Yeah, we're all just expressing our thoughts and perceptions. And sometimes when I'm having a discussion with my fella, we don't always agree on everything. And I'm like, right, so we'll agree not to agree, but really it's okay because I love you and you love me, and it's only our thoughts and perceptions. It's not who we really are. Do you know what I mean? So if anyone sort of gets that, and that's not a go at that person because that's what the name of the channel is, but that is what's going on with everybody. We're just expressing that word to everybody. But if you resonate with. So when I'm talking, I think this, I think that, it's just me personally on my journey expressing to the world, because on the YouTube platform, because it goes out to a lot of people. Hi Dobsy and anyone else. Hi Sky and JP, everyone in chat, King. I'm just expressing it for people to see. Yeah, my thoughts can be put into your head. Yes, they can. So, yeah, like I said, we suppress ourselves sometimes. But when you come into your own knowing and your divinity, which I got really excited about the other day because I know that's happened, doesn't matter what stage you're at or when you woke up, we all wake up at a time we were meant to. And when you could handle certain things. Yeah? That's personally what I believe. You might not believe that, but that's personally what I believe. So no one can take that away from, what I'm saying. And then when you get into your own divinity, like nothing, it's like you want to express everything because the divine expression is beautiful, like dance, creativity, dance, music, singing, talking, poetry, anything creative. And that comes from love. And you love it. To me, is a divine thing. And I'm going to show you somebody who said this as well, because this person knows. And this is why I said this person is not a dark soul that works for the other side. This person has always known. And every time the girl said on Magenta Pixie, I haven't still watched it all yet. Can't remember the names who were on it. Tara and I can't remember someone else. I can't remember who else was on it. Five Flames, you're wonderful. Thank you. And they were saying about how, it was Jen McCarthy, sorry, Jen McCarthy, I love Jen McCarthy, she's such feisty. I like Jen, she's feisty. It's like, she said, I just look at Trump and you just get this feeling, and you just, we don't like, we do get a bit defensive about him because he's like part of the family, because he is. He's part of the Vibe Tribe, he's part of the Light Team. And if people don't like that, yeah, Jen's great. If people don't like that on other platforms, oh well. It doesn't mean you have to scream and shout about somebody else just because they're into people that you're not into. And there's a lot of us out there that know Trump's working for the light, because you only really have to tune into what he's saying. And saying that, I'm going to show Trump now years ago. I love his smile, and then I'm going to show you a divine feminine that needs a massive shout out. So if you're getting triggered by this, you shouldn't be watching me. So all I will say is, when you do the things you love, this is why I keep saying to people, focus on what you love. Focus on whatever that is, dance, music, art, building buildings. You can be an architecture. It doesn't mean you have to be on YouTube doing content. It could be anything. Anything. We're here to inspire people. Anything that you love, you focus on that and you get more of. That is law of attraction. And we don't mean law of attraction where you just sit there praying for something. You have to actually put the action behind it to help it come in. The more you get in tune with the things you love, the more the universe will give you back in so many different forms of people, everything. It comes in divinely, and that's what's been happening to me. I mean, I've known about this for a long time, so people think I sort of float through life and things come, and it's like, yeah, because I've always been like that. But it seems the energies are so strong at the minute that some things that have happened this week have been beautiful, and some people have come into my life again. And I'm not going to tell you everything that's going on that's going to be happening next year, because I'll tell you that when it happens, because I don't have to put everything out about my life on here. Some people say, well, we shouldn't. No, I don't have to. The nosy people out there who just want to know stuff to use something against you, as I see it sometimes. But I'll come to that when I come to it, because that's for me to keep for me until this comes in. Because it's beautiful, and I've just been like, thank you, God, universe, it's beautiful, the way you work in mysterious ways. But most of us know that, yeah, love is key. And if you love yourself more, it will come in as well, because you're loving yourself by doing the things that you love. So some things have happened this week where I've just gone, do you know, this person was there a while back. I mean, it's like my fella who's in my life now. We knew each other when we were 17, just saying. But it's not that, it's something else. It's someone else, a friend, and then got back in contact, and then it was all to do with the spiritual journey, and now I've been helping her and she's helping herself, and then got me in contact with somebody else who's doing something next year. And I'm just like, this is amazing, because this is what I knew I wanted to do a while back. But some people were trying to put me off. My mum was trying to put me off. She's not bad, it's just, when they think it, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, and all these things. And then there was a thing where when I went there, it was like, I went, oh, and the person went, are you all right? And I went, yeah, I've just had this, like, I couldn't explain it, but the more I've been thinking about it over the past couple of days, I'm thinking, oh, it was like a past life memory of, oh yeah, I've done this thing before and that's what I was meant to do, and oh my God, yeah, I'm going doing it. So just saying. So like I said, the more you do that in the flow, instead of concentrating on other people, and you should be concentrating on yourself, as I keep saying. So are you ready to see the other person who knows? Yes, past does prove the future, because this person said it years ago anyway when I showed something. And he said something about, I can't remember what it was, and if I ever find the other video on it, I will show you. Yeah, but yeah, like deja vu, like remembering a past life. Something. Hang on a minute. I've just done it. No, it's on the side now. See, if you put it at the right angle, it will come out. Sorry, just talking to my other son. Yeah, and if I find the other video, I will show you. But I'm going to show you this. So, listen to his words very carefully. This isn't... Yes, he's on a show, and yes, it's with another great woman, and you'll know what I mean in a minute. But he's just speaking his own words. He's not being cut off by mainstream media, so let's see. And then I'm going to do another shout out to the people who don't normally come into chat. So just let me find this. So here's the Trump. On the Roseanne show years ago. Some of you will have seen this, and I did show this years ago actually when I first got into Q and that. So let's just go back a little bit. Listen to what he says. Because people get jealous of people who are doing things, you know, and who people get a lot of jealousy of people who've got money, especially if they're quite rich, because it's just a jealousy thing, and they think they're bad people, especially at the minute they think they're bad people. So it's not about that. So let's just... No, we know Roseanne's good.
The buildings are... That's...
Right. Some of you will have seen this.
Sometimes they pay it.
Watch his face and his smile and everything.
Sometimes they don't. When they all leave space there.
So instead, you raised the rent and you filled yours first.
Well, I had a big success recently, 40 Wall Street, which I bought.
Not that big, hang on.
It's a compact computer. All leave space. Sometimes they don't. When they don't, you have trouble. When they do, it's
Hang on.
But Donald, what is going
Right, just listen to this.
on with the money thing?
Well, I think that...
What's the energy behind money? Because money's really just energy, right?
I think money is energy. I think life is energy. I mean, without energy, you're nothing. And one of the reasons that New York is so great is that in New York we have the greatest energy. And sort of everybody
This
knows
was
it. No
years
matter
ago,
where
by
they
the
live,
way.
and they may like their own place better.
Play that again so people can hear. This was 2 years ago, but this wasn't 2 years ago because this video was done in 1998 this was from. So let's listen to the Donald again. Energy. Tesla. Remember his uncle was connected to Nikola Tesla, so naysayers.
But when they come to New York, they all...
What is going on with the money thing?
Well, I think that...
What's the energy behind money? Because money's really just energy, right?
I think money is energy. I think life is energy. I mean, without energy, you're nothing. And one of the reasons that New York is so great is that in New York we have the greatest energy. And sort of everybody knows it. No matter where they live, and they may like their own place better, but when they come come to New York, they always admit that they have more
She's
energy.
into
Something
Q.
happens. They're rejuvenated. And it's an amazing place, an amazing city. Rudy Giuliani's been a great mayor. He's done a terrific job.
But what about the money? Yeah. You're not answering my question.
Well,
What is money to you?
to me,
What does it represent? What's it a
to
metaphor
me,
for?
money is a scorecard.
Yeah.
Metaphor.
It's how well have you done? It's like when you play golf, you have a scorecard. I think money's a scorecard. I don't do things for the money. I do them for the pleasure, for the art.
He doesn't do money for the money. He does it for the pleasure and the art. Listen to what he says very carefully. Not what you think he's saying, especially if there's any lurkers in the dark that can't stand Trump.
Building a Trump Tower, or now I'm building a building that's 90 stories tall, directly opposite the United Nations in New York, or doing Trump International Hotel and Tower in Central Park West, where it's become a very hot hotel and condo, et cetera, et cetera. I do it for the aesthetic. I do it as my canvas, and then I generally make a lot of money on it. And
So you're saying
just
that
happens.
the buildings that's your art form, that's
it's
your
my
form
art
of
form,
expression,
and I love it.
and you don't do anything for the
Loves
money.
it. Listen
I
to
don't really
this.
do it for the money, and I make money.
Okay, because this is what I happen to know too, and we'd like to say that to people out there.
Bye.
When you do stuff for money, you never get any money, do
A
you?
lot of times when you do it for the money, you don't make money.
Right.
I do it because I enjoy doing it. I love the artistic sense of it. I have a friend, he's a very wealthy guy. He puts cable in the ground. And when he comes up to Trump Tower, he looks and he says, I make a lot of money, Donald, but there's something so artistic. Nobody sees what I do. I put cable in the ground. And I get a penny a foot, but that's a lot of money over a course of a year and a lifetime. He said, but what you do is so artistic. Everybody sees it. Nobody sees what I do. And I sort of thought to myself, that's interesting. But I love what I do. Now I do other deals other than buildings. The thing I like best is building or creating something that is really monumental in the form of a building.
But we all just know you as the money guy.
Listen.
People think
Because
of
we
me for
want to know,
money.
how are you getting all this money? How are you attracting this money to you?
Attracting.
Well,
I
mean,
want more money.
money.
How am I going to get more money?
Money
Tell
just
me.
seems to come. I mean, money comes.
Money does come.
Money.
Money just seems to come. Listen to what he says.
Money seems to come to me because I do a good job. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing, and I have a sense of what to build. I know when to build, what it should look like, what levels of quality, and people buy and rent my product more so than they buy and rent other people's
So
products.
you're really saying that you don't do anything for the money. You do it for the aesthetic and the art.
I do it for the enjoyment. I do it for the art. I do it for the aesthetic, and a lot of good things come out of that. It's sort of, if you enjoy something, you'll be successful. I enjoy what I do.
I think that's true.
I really do.
If you enjoy something, the money will come. Do you remember the film Build It and They Will Come? It's the law of the universe. When you focus on what you love, it will come. This is why I keep saying to people out there, enjoy what you do. Focus on what you do. You don't bring anything in by hating and focusing on shitty things, because you're going to bring shitty things in. So, and just like Susie Q said, all the Trump haters used to love him. Strange that. It's very strange, isn't it? He works with quantum manifestation. Yes, he does. He does it perfectly. Yeah, and we all wonder why. Well, we don't wonder why. Some people don't even know. They like Trump and he's in the Q team. Q, quantum. Oh my God, it's like how many more times can you try to get it over to people that don't see it? Yeah. So just see if he says anything else there, and then I'll show you something else.
That's the
what
key,
I do.
isn't it? To
I think so.
enjoy.
I think to a large extent that's the key.
Yeah, because when you
That's the
enjoy
key.
something, you're putting a lot of energy to it, and a lot
That's
of
right.
energy comes
That's
back.
right.
If you enjoy something, you're putting a lot of energy into it, and the energy comes back. That's because also Roseanne Barr is into Q. She loves Trump. She's Jewish, but she knows about true Judaism, which is different. And God, do you know what I mean? She knows. So this is why I say it doesn't bother me, all the naysayers out there who hate him, because he is going to be shown on the 3D realm for what he is doing, and some people don't see. They can't tune into him. They don't go and research nothing about the past or anything. He knows about it. Others know about it that are on the dark side. He isn't. You can clearly say he doesn't get mad or angry, but he is authentic and he says it like it is, which I'm going to prove a point in a minute.
and you feel it. And Vince Lombardi, the great football coach, said you have to love it.
And you have to love it, and he just said, and you have to feel it. The secret, the book out there, some people do it and go, oh, well, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work because what they don't tell you is, as well as focusing and as well as putting your intent out there, you have to feel it. That means you have to love it. Love is a feeling, loving it, knowing it's already here, the feeling, loving it. That's what the secret is. That is what they're talking about there. Most of you will know that, some of you won't.
You know, he had this expression you have now. In that case, you had to love hitting. You had to love going and whacking each other. And it's true. If you don't love it, you're not going to be successful at it.
Well, now, how'd you get...
Which is obvious, because if you go to a job and, you know, if you go to a job centre or anything, if you're at the job centre, they'll go, oh, you've got to do any job. Do any job. It's not doing any job. They'll say that because if you went to any job and you hated it, you're not going to be successful in it because you won't enjoy doing it. You won't really put the full energy behind that because you don't enjoy it. So you won't be enthusiastic about something you're not liking. That's why they get a lot of people in a load of jobs they don't like. So they become depressed and they're not really bothered and they become a bit of a robot and they're not manifesting. And then because they're down in the job, everything else gets attracted to them of being depressed and the things that come with being depressed and down because, you know, it's all that I hate my job, I hate this. So because you hate it and because you're focusing on that feeling of hate, the universe is so loving, it gives you what you focus on. So it doesn't really know that you don't enjoy that. It's just because it thinks it gives you what you focus on. So because you're focusing on it, it gives you more of the hatey, downy feeling. That's why the mainstream media pump out the crap they put out to keep people down. So most people are not manifesting to the highest potential, if you get what I'm saying. So, no, and he hasn't changed, Susie Q, and that's what I love about him. He hasn't changed. He's always said it like it is. I haven't changed on here, apart from my hair and bits and bobs. I've always been the person I was before. It's just about coming in balance with yourself and sometimes being a bit calmer about stuff because it's alchemy and we're all just trying to, you know, balance the chemicals that go off in us because we get so triggered off people, things, stuff that's put out there that's meant to trigger us anyway, as we all are learning that. So just let me listen to a little bit more.
$1 billion in the hole. Who's ever done that before?
Well, the market collapsed in 1990, and I went from a couple of billion up to, I mean, I had borrowed many billions of dollars. People said 9, and you know, that was
How do you
fine.
borrow $1 billion?
It's not easy. You have to be a professional, your PhD. But my assets were much more valuable than that. And then all of a sudden the asset value went down because we had a depression, literally in 1990 to 93 or so.
Right.
It was certainly a real estate depression. And I had the same debt. All of a sudden the asset values went down. And I went back to work and I really worked well and I worked hard and I focused. I mean, you know, I did take, when you talk about energy, I was so successful for so long, for 15 and 18 years, that I thought it was almost natural. And I took a little bit of a time off. I didn't focus the way I did at one point. And all of a sudden I said, hey, I better get back to work very quickly or I'm not going to have all of this stuff and I'm not going to be in your program and lots of other things.
See, he's a lovely guy, and the thing is, his energy hasn't even changed. Like I said, his energy, he's still got that energy. What is he now, 74? He's still got that energy. At 74-year-old, he's still got that energy, because energy is life, like he said. If you're in doom and gloom, and even on that spiral down, another word on the spiral down is lethargicness, and that when you're lethargic and tired, it's to do with boredom and stuff like that, and lack of energy, and that's where, you know, people can get depressed with lack of energy because you don't know what to do, you're bored. There's loads of words you can still put in there, but like I said, Trump knows, he's always known. So the haters who are going like, yeah, but they all come out with stuff like, yeah, but he what was he saying there about his money and stuff? When he had to, you know, lost some of his money and this, that, and the other. That's all they can say, and that's only out of jealousy anyway. Because maybe you should be working harder on what you're doing, and maybe you'd make an imprint on what you want to do. Hi, Lois. So yeah, he's a great person. Hasn't changed in his energy. Knows what it's all about. Listen to the way he talks, very calmly, very calmly.
Of other good things.
You had a huge wake-up call in those
I had
years,
a wake-up
didn't
call.
you?
It's a great, I never heard the expression. I had a wake-up call. And I had to either get back to work or I wasn't going to be living at the top of Trump Tower very long. And I did get back to work, and now my company is much bigger and much stronger.
And I've been to
than it
Trump
was
Towers
the
in New York.
1980s. I mean, it's not even close. And
How do they assign worth? I mean, who's the one that's in charge of assigning worth to stuff? Because I know
So anyway, that's out there. So please check that out. And that was on Roseanne. What's the channel called? The Roseanne Rose New I don't even know what that says, show. But most of you have probably seen that interview because it was her show ages ago, and I've seen that interview before, and it just popped up today, funnily enough, while I was thinking about some other stuff. So guided there for that one. The next one we're going to shout out before I carry on waffling is the great, we're going to play Guess Who. The great, one of the greatest feminine divines of this time right now, one of them. Hi Carol. Who do you think it might be? Now, I'll give you a clue. Some people on the naysaying side would slack this woman off for being stupid, for not knowing what she's talking about, not come across as authentic just because it's not because she doesn't come across as authentic. It's because if you speak a different language and you're trying to speak English, it can sound a bit robotic. It's not because she is robotic, it's because she speaks another language. She isn't stupid because she speaks at least 5, maybe to 7 different languages. Hardly stupid. But because she's not, wasn't English speaking born, she has an accent, which some people would tune in and go, oh, it's cold, oh, it's robotic, she's not authentic. Well, there's the label and the stupidity going on there. No, not Ivanka. Nearly there. The lovely Melania. Whoop, let's big this woman up. Let's start talking more about the lovely Melania, because behind every great man or good man, there's a great, or I should say good woman. So this just popped up. Now, you've probably seen this. I haven't been watching a lot, so I didn't see it. But I'm going to play it because we're going to listen to all of it, and especially what she says at the end about authenticness and transparency, which we all know with Trump, and what Q said. It's just what the mainstream media likes to say against them. This was beautiful. This is where people go after people like this because she's got an accent. It's ridiculous. And they call her stupid. And, you can be hardly stupid if you can speak 5 different languages or 7 different languages. But I know she definitely does speak quite a few different languages. But that's people in the lower spirals yet again. So let's bring this beautiful woman, if I can find it. Like I said, you may have heard this, but let's just re-jog our memories. Re-jog our memories. Let's listen to Melania's speech. Not that. Let's big the lovely, beautiful Melania. Right. Right, here she is. Ooh. I think this might have been about 2 weeks ago or something. I didn't see it anyway.
Good evening. It seems like just yesterday that we were at our first convention where my husband accepted.
And I know everyone says this, but if you thought a Palladium was down here, that's honest to God, that's just what she reminds me of.
The Republican nomination, and then became our 43rd President of the United States. Yet the energy and enthusiasm for who should lead this nation.
Energy and enthusiasm, words used again, that's in an upward spiral.
It is real today as it was 4 years ago. I know I speak for my husband and the entire family when I say we have not.
These two make me feel like this. It's just a frequency.
Forgotten the incredible people who were willing to take a chance on the businessmen who had never.
Yeah, she's so proud of him. Yeah, look at how proud. Yeah, and she's saying about the businessman who's never been a president before. Now, we have to listen carefully to what she's saying. Yes, it is sometimes a little bit hard because of her accent, and that's where some people go, she doesn't sound authentic. No, she's just got an accent. It's hard. Someone even put in the chat, she is authentic. It's just hard to sound authentic when you're coming from another country that your born language wasn't English, and you're trying to speak your best in, you've got an accent coming from a person who had an accent and knows this their self. So that's where people need to get over themselves.
Worked in politics. Today, as it was 4 years ago. I know I speak for my husband and the entire family when I say we have not forgotten the incredible people who were willing to take a chance on the businessmen who had never worked in politics. We know it was you who elected him to be commander-in-chief, and we know it is you who will carry us through again.
Yep.
We were humbled by the incredible support then, and we are still grateful today. I want to acknowledge the fact that since March, our lives have changed.
She's the best First Lady, yeah.
The invisible enemy, COVID-19, swept across our beautiful country and impacted all of us. My deepest sympathy goes out to everyone who has lost a loved one, and my prayers are with those who are ill or suffering. I know many people are anxious and some feel helpless. I want you to know you are not alone. My husband's administration will not stop fighting until there is an effective treatment or vaccine available to everyone.
Now remember, some people might be watching this going, well, we know we don't think it's we don't think it, yeah, but they have to be seen to saying they're looking at something. And for the people that might want to take something, it would have to be the HCQ, because there are people that are just going to roll up for it, you know. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to know all that because people should know about that. What do you mean, how come Michelle Obama was all over the fashion magazines? Why do you think she was all over them? She's not a woman anyway, is she? Yeah.
Donald will not rest until he has done all he can.
What do you mean,
to take
why?
care of everyone impacted by this terrible pandemic. I want to extend my gratitude to all of the healthcare professionals, frontline workers and teachers who stepped up in these difficult.
And if you didn't know, she trolls in her dresses, and she's been to, you know, she went around to the 7 wonders of the world and stood in front of them, like, checkmate to you lot. We've seen her do that. She's had a lot of things on her dresses, which has been hilarious, really good.
Times.
America is in a state of emergency now, by the way.
And your own families. You put our country first, and my husband and I are grateful. I have been moved by the way Americans have come together in such an unfamiliar and often frightening situation. It is in times like this that we will look back and tell our grandchildren that through kindness and compassion, strength and determination, we were able to restore the promise of our future.
Yeah, and some people go on, well, she was a model, she was a this, that and the other. So what if she was a model? She'll know certain stuff then, won't she? There's always people who have to bring up the past and they won't even look at the past of themselves.
Stepped up and volunteers stepped in. People were eager to share ideas, resources, and support of
Volunteers stepped up, volunteers stepped in.
all kinds, with neighbors and strangers alike. Nation, we were able to restore the promise of our future. Businesses stepped up and volunteers stepped in. People were eager to share ideas, resources, and support of all kinds with neighbors and strangers alike. It has been inspiring to see what the people of our great nation will do for one another,
Yeah,
especially when we are at our most fragile.
Yep.
Speaking of strength and determination, we recently celebrated the 100-year anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment. Yesterday, on the North Lawn of the White House, we unveiled an exhibit dedicated to women's suffrage. The exhibit called on children from across the country to send art honoring the meaning of this important time in women's history. When I was judged
This important time in women's history. Ooh, there's the passion coming off properly. Divine feminine.
the entries, I reflected on the impact of women's voices in our nation's story and how proud I will
Story.
be to cast my vote again for Donald this November. We must make sure that
And what were the media saying about him? Melania's divorcing Trump. If he does, and everyone was like, "Oh, Melania's divorcing Trump. Does she look like she's divorcing Trump?" That's the mainstream shady media again.
women are heard and that the American dream continues to thrive. Growing up as a young child in
I
Slovenia,
think so.
which was under communist rule at the time, I always heard about an amazing place called America, a land that stood for freedom and opportunity. As I grew older, it became my goal to move to the United States and follow my dream of working in the fashion industry. My parents worked very hard to ensure our family could not only live and prosper in America.
And anyone who goes on about her being in the industry, modelling industry, whatever, that's what she loved doing at the time. But she may have seen things going on. Do you know what I mean? They're all jealous because, sorry, she is a beauty.
But also contribute to a nation that allows for people to arrive with a dream and make it reality. I want to take the moment to thank my mother and father for all they have done for our family. It is because of you that I'm standing here today. I arrived in the United States when I was 26 years old. Living and working in the land of opportunity was a dream come true, but I wanted more. I wanted to be a citizen. After 10 years of paperwork and patience, I studied for the test in 2006 and became an American citizen.
I better study for that test and I might as well become an American citizen. Get me over there.
It is still one of the proudest moments in my life because with hard work and determination, I was able to achieve my own American dream. As an immigrant and a very independent woman, I understand what a privilege it is to live here and to enjoy the freedoms and opportunities that we have. As First Lady, I have been fortunate to see the American dream come true over and over again. I have met many inspiring women, children, parents, and families who have overcome life-changing issues that include addiction, homelessness, family members who are ill or have passed away, abuse of all kinds, and many other challenges that would make most people give up. The past 3.5 years have been unforgettable. There are no words to describe how honored, humbled, and fortunate I am to serve our nation as your First Lady. After many of the experiences I've had, I don't know if I can fully explain how many people I take home with me in my heart each day. From brave soldiers who give up so much so that we can be free, to children of all circumstances who I have met
And we know what circumstances she's talking about as well.
around the world. Thank you for inspiring me.
Yeah.
It is my
Reveals all
greatest
layers of
honor
evidence
to
exactly
serve
if you
you.
listen.
When I speak to members of the military,
Very strong.
despite sacrificing time with their families, experience the fear of war or suffering loss, they have no regrets about serving our country. The same goes for their families and the families of first responders who often watch their loved ones walk out the door, not sure if or when they will come home. When I speak to families who have lost someone, the pain mixed with pride I hear in their voices is something I think about often. So thank you to all who serve our country in the military and as first responders. And thank you to the families who wait for them, You are our heroes in your own right. I have also been moved by the many children and families I've spent time with at hospitals, schools, and other locations around the world. Children who are dealing with pain or illness that would break even the strongest adult.
Pain and illness that would break a strong adult. We know what she's talking about around the world. Strong woman.
Parents who are grateful to wake up every day and see that their child is still alive. These families are a testament to what faith and medicine, strength.
Yeah, thank you, Sandy. Why don't people realise she, along with President Trump and her child and stepchildren, all have their lives on the line and we all owe deep gratitude? Exactly, because people are lazy. Sorry, people are brainwashed. People go off what other people say sometimes and they do not want to, and 33's in chat, they do not want to do any research because a lot of people don't want to be seen as they got it wrong and they've been lied to and so on and so forth. When you actually do your research on Trump, because I don't know if Dave's in, Dave Maud, remember me telling Dave Maud off ages ago because he came in freaking out once about, oh, Trump is this, and I went, no. Don't believe everything I say, but go and do your own research. And now realises, has realised for quite a while that Trump is of the light. Because as I've said before, if you're so-called spiritual and you know about manifestation and how things come in, and because a lot of people have been pumping out for years a change, and I mean this is in the prophecies and everything anyway, something that happened, someone has to come in this realm somewhere of a physical form, high up, that would make a difference. And we all know, like I keep saying, you look to America because it's if America falls, we all fall. But actually, we're looking everywhere now because loads of countries are taking the countries back and are showing fraud everywhere because it ain't just in America. But yeah, thank you for putting that comment up because people don't want to believe it. And the people who are really against it, some people say they're not bothered. Well, there will be, it might not be they're not bothered, but it will affect you. If he doesn't win, it would affect you. If he's not going to win, he's still in anyway and he has won. But and he will, believe me, they just want, it's like, oh my God, people. But exactly.
And science can do. On my first international trip as First Lady, my husband and I visited places of great success.
Exactly, Debbie. It will get really bad when they have to finally admit Trump won. What's when the stupidity will start? Exactly.
Magnificence.
The real rioting.
The three major religions: Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. One special memory from that trip is of a young boy I had privilege of visiting while at Bambino Gesù Hospital in Rome, Italy. While there, I read the little boy a story and learned that he and his family had been waiting for a heart for a very long time, and he had a grim prognosis. His situation brought my staff and me to tears, and we spoke of a little else as we flew to Belgium for the next part of our trip. Upon landing just a few hours later, we learned that a heart had been donated and would be going to the little one. I think about him often, along with so many amazing and strong young patients across our own country. More profound and sadly unavoidable examples of our country's strength and character have occurred in the communities that have been impacted by natural disasters. Hurricanes, tornadoes, and flooding may show the ugly side of Mother Nature, but in their aftermath, they can show us a beautiful side of humanity. My husband and I have visited many places that have been affected by natural disaster, and we are deeply moved by the strength of the people who have lost everything and the kindness of neighbors and communities. The common thread in all of these challenging situations is the unwavering resolve to help one another. I recognize the stories I just told.
Hi, Andrew. It's Andrew.
About people who survive.
I never say your name right. Hi. We're just listening to the lovely divine feminine here.
extraordinary circumstances. But Donald and I are also inspired by the millions of Americans who wake up each day with a simple yet courageous goal of providing for their families and keeping them safe. You are the backbone of this country. You are the people who continue to make the United States of America what it is, and who have the incredible responsibility of preparing our future generations to leave everything even better than they found it. Just as you are fighting for your families, my husband, our family, and the people in this administration are here fighting for you. No matter the amount of negative or false media headlines or attacks from the other side.
Thank you. Is it Anjay? Oh, I don't. Americans that awaken each day. I like what she said. Exactly.
Donald Trump has not and will not lose focus on you. He loves this country and he knows how to get things done. As you have learned over the past 5 years,
'Cause he's a businessman.
he's not a traditional politician. He doesn't just speak words. He demands action
Woo!
and he gets results. The future of our country has always been very important to him, and it is something that I have always admired.
Exactly, Lois. Yes, hope and faith. It's not blind because we see exactly. There's a lot of people out there go, oh, false hope and false faith. No, it's not. And funny enough, I opened a book open. You know, when I open a book sometimes on a certain page, and I'll read you something out that it fell on because I've had faith and hope, and that's where people go do the whole fake thing, and it's like no, because you don't have real faith. Real faith is totally different.
In fact, it is to help
Anya,
ensure
sorry,
a better
Anya.
future
I always get it wrong.
for our next generation that I launched Be Best. My initiative.
Is it Witchy Anya? Because that's who I think it is. I think it's Witchy Anja. I can't even say it. Anya. Is it Witchy Anya? Witching it up. I'm going to be talking about another witchy woo in a bit. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. We've still not spoke. If it is Anya, we've still not spoke yet, have we, on Skype? But though there's loads of people I want to get in contact with.
To help children achieve
Yeah,
their
not
fullest
important.
potential.
I know it's you.
Be Best has one simple goal.
Be
teaching
best.
youth about the importance of their well-being.
You know when she said be best and the mainstream media took the mick out of her because she has an accent? Be best. This is the whole thing with Ascension. It's you growing, expanding, higher states of consciousness, you being the best you can be every day. Yes, before we get back up again. That's what it's about.
Both mentally and physically. This also includes understanding online safety and the dangers of opioid and drug abuse. Through Be Best, my office and I have been able to highlight people,
She's on phone.
programs, and organizations that are doing extraordinary things in our country and around the world. I continue.
Oh, you're in the States now with my man. Amazing how the media gets America wrong. Exactly. You'll be seeing it firsthand over there. I need to move to America with my family. I need to go.
I continue to believe that by shining a light on these positive
Trump will give me citizenship.
examples,
Just having a laugh.
others across the country and globe will become inspired to do their part for our next generation. Helping children is not a political goal. It is our moral imperative.
Because I want real people who know the truth.
When I think back to a defining moment of Be Best, my mind goes to a trip I took to Africa. On that vast and beautiful continent, I was able to visit the countries of Ghana, Malawi, Kenya, and Egypt. One of those visits,
Yeah,
in
she's great.
particular,
That's why I thought I'd give her a
had
big shout out.
impact on me. Ghana, on the coast of West Africa, was the first stop on my trip, and I experienced firsthand its warm people and their traditions.
Yep.
While there, I visited the Cape Coast Castle and learned more about the beginning of a cruel and often deadly journey in the era of the slave trade. I was horrified
She
when I
knows.
listened to the guide tell me so many inhumane stories. And again,
This is why, while this has been going on for 4 years, of people slagging Trump off and all this, that, and the other. Hi, Crystal Fizz. Crystal Fizz is a lovely lady who has made my caricature up that was on at the beginning of the Dolly Daydream cartoon picture. Is the lovely Crystal Fizz tattoo artist. So thank you. Yeah, she was going around the world as Trump was making deals around the world. She was helping the children and seeing what's been going on with the child trafficking, child abuse, and all that sort of stuff that goes on. This is what people don't understand, because they don't do the homework, they don't look at anything, they just regurgitate what other people say, and that is what happens. So this is why I say I don't stand. I'm not interested in people. It doesn't mean I'm not. I've got friends that aren't particularly into Trump, and certain people really close to me are not really into him, and they say, oh, I'm not really bothered. They will be when they will realise what he's about and what she's about and that family's about when this all, it's already happening. This is why I'm calm about it. But at the end of the day, this is why people who really hate on that side, it's all right, people saying, oh, I'm not really bothered, but the people who are really hating out, screaming about people like me that support Trump and Q, is you have no idea. And that's why I don't stand for people like that. I'm not interested. Because if you can't see what's in front of your face, of a good man doing good things, you're the sort of people that don't like the truth, because this man is transparent, he tells the truth like it is, and people get offended. Simple as.
new
Because they don't want to hear it.
this time in our history, we must never forget, so that we can ensure that it never happens again. Like all of you, I have reflected on the racial unrest in our country.
Thank you,
It is
Anya.
a harsh reality that we are not proud of parts of our history.
She talks from the
I
heart, yeah.
encourage people to focus on our future while still learning from our past. We must remember that today,
Still learning from our past. This is the path that you take. You're learning from the past, not blaming others, taking responsibility for what you've done in the past and your actions. That's what it's about. And expanding on it and learning from those situations to expand your growth as you go on and become a better and better person, releasing all that you don't need and what doesn't align with you anymore.
we are all one community comprised of many races, religions, and ethnicities. Our diverse and storied history is what makes our country strong, and yet we still have so much to learn from one another.
Yep.
With that in mind, I like to call on the citizens of this country to take a moment, pause, and look at things from all perspectives. I urge people to come together
All
in a
perspectives.
civil manner.
Some people out there are just looking at a little bit of it, half of it, some of it, not all of it. I say this to my fellow all the time. I said, you've got to look at it from different perspectives, because if you don't, you can't really have an opinion, because you're not looking at it from all sides, to get an actual picture of what's really going on.
So we can work and live up to our standard American ideals. I also ask people to stop the violence and looting being done in the name of justice, and never make assumptions based on the color of a person's skin. Instead of tearing things down, let's reflect on our mistakes. Be proud.
It's all about reflecting on your mistakes instead of tearing things down. You don't get things done by being violent and tearing things down, but that's what's always been in the past. So that's why we learn from all. That's not the way to do it. This is what I was saying before. This is what I've said a few days ago. We don't go into anger. You do it first, but we're learning to come away from that and come with solutions. Reflect, and let's see what we can do about this.
Of our evolution and look
About our evolution. Like I said the other day, it's about our evolution and how we grow and what we bring in with it, and that's what other people don't seem to get as well. The truth is not always pretty and uncomfortable for some, but we can only write a new book, where's that gone? A new book, and change things if we look at it and face it. Exactly, and it is facing the fears, and it is facing ourselves, and it is facing what has happened. Like, Tara said on Magenta Pixie's channel, we're peeling up that carpet and we're looking underneath what's been swept under there, and we've left it, and it's like, I don't really want to look, but oh God, it's disgusting, it's minging. I think that's what she said, but it needs all sweeping out. This is what I've said. It's not infighting with other people, it's your growth, your spiritual growth on your path of becoming a better person and facing the facts of the things you may have done in the past yourself, the things you may have said, blah, 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 and releasing it and letting it go. Not dragging it up, not blaming other people because you're not happy for something that's not in your life, or blah, 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 whatever it is. You know, whatever situation of anybody's life out there, you know. People have all sorts of different things that have happened to them, and sometimes they suppress it, and then when it bubbles up, which it is doing now because of all the things that are being let out, it bubbles up in people, and then it's like, if they can't realise what it actually is and where it's coming from, they'll blame other people around them. You know, I still see people doing that, men and women. You know, I saw something the other day of somebody I know, a guy that was saying something, and I just thought, oh, it's that thing again. But
to our way forward. Every day, let us remember that we are one nation under God, and we need.
yeah, when you peel an onion, it burns, but if you cut it when you cut it at a right end, it won't. Yeah, but I know what you mean. She put stupid example, exactly.
To cherish one another.
Nation
My
under God,
husband's
not man,
administration
God.
has worked to try and effect change when it comes to issues around race and religion in this country.
All
He's
to
the
divide.
first president to address a special session of the United Nations General Assembly to call upon countries across the world to end religious persecution and honor the right of every person to worship as they choose.
Exactly.
He has made
You can choose if you're a Muslim, Allah, if you're Christian, God, if you're Jew. Well, I said before, Christians, Muslims, Jews, wherever you are, if you have a religion, it doesn't mean the religion's bad. Man-made, yeah, but it. Hi in search of, is it fruitful? As long as you're not harming anyone, people just fight over, oh, my God, call it my God. It doesn't matter. Because we all really speak to the same one. God doesn't, whatever you want to call it, universal energy, source, whatever. It's not bothered about the name you give it. It's just bothered that you sort of you're aware of its presence. It doesn't go, oh my God, I don't love you because you called me Allah. Allah is just the name for God in as what I see in the Muslim religion. So what? You know? And people say, yeah, but there's so many religions, and if you're looking at it, they're all talking about different things. They're actually not all talking about different things. It's just different analogies and different ways of putting things for the same thing. And really, in a lot of their artwork, you'll see the sort of same thing going on. It's just depicted a little bit differently. Because if you lived all around the world, all different around the world, maybe people's creative artisticness in different countries with different things they had depict things a little bit different. But when you look into it, really, you can see the similarities in the same thing, if you get what I'm saying. If that made any sense.
Investments in our historically black colleges and universities. This president also continues to fight for school choice, giving parents more options to help their children flourish. My husband knows how to make a real change. From the day that I met him, he has only wanted to make this country the best it can be.
Which is the truth, because if you look at interviews from years ago, that is what he always said. And he'd come in because he saw the state of America going down, and if the time was right, he'd come in. Well, the time was right.
For many years, I watched him grow concerned and frustrated, and I'm so proud to see the many things he has done in such a short time. America is in his heart. So while at times we only see the worst of people and politics on the evening news,
Yeah.
let's remember how
Woo!
we come together in the most difficult times. And while debate rages on about issues of race, let's focus on the strides we have made and work together for a better
Yeah, because they don't tell you about all the strides that Trump's made. They don't tell you all that. They just want to tell you what, the things that they want to try and put against him. Don't tell you anything good, do they?
tomorrow for everyone. Our administration has also devoted historic resources
so proud
and
of her.
produced life-saving results by raising awareness around opioid addiction and drug abuse,
Oh, sorry,
especially
I've done
for
this bit.
children. Ensure children a child's individual needs. It is vital that children are given the building blocks to succeed. I
'Cause
also
they're
look
not.
forward to continue my work to restore the People's House, which is a lasting symbol of pride for our nation. I believe this iconic home needs to be cared for and preserved so it can be enjoyed by the people of this country and visitors from around the world for years to come. I'm passionate about this beautiful.
If a lot of people don't know, she redecorated the White House because the energy that was in that place was evil. They made sure they cleaned it out. I bet they saged it and everything. Do you know what I mean? Before they cleaned it out. Oh, did they clean it out?
House.
And not just of wallpaper and all sorts of different cameras and everything. You know what I'm saying? And Trump sits at the desk of 7 desks he had the choice of. Which one did he choose? JFK's.
And all
Hi,
they
Danny.
represent.
Very graceful.
And now I have a special message for the mothers of this country. This
A special message really for the mothers of the world.
modern world is moving so fast.
Modern
and our
world.
children face challenges
Hang on.
for years to come. I'm passionate about this beautiful house, the grounds, and all they represent.
I mean, what does the word White House represent to me? Pure energy, pure white, pure loving, clean, cleansed. White reminds me that my tip fingers are tingling. White reminds me of, it's like when I see the pure white orbs, it reminds me of source. It reminds me of cleansed. It reminds me of divine light. Do you know what I mean? So,
And now
And
I
the
have a
rose
special
garden.
message for the mothers of this country. This modern world is moving so fast.
yeah.
And our children face challenges that seem to change every few months. Just like me, I know many of you
Yeah, she refused to move in until it was blessed. I don't blame her. What's gone exactly, and the shite asses that have been in that place over the time. Oh yeah, yeah. Her voice is so calm and she's so graceful, so beautiful.
watch how mean and manipulative social media can be. And just like me, I'm sure many of you are looking for answers how to talk to your children about the downside of technology and their relationships with their peers.
Yeah,
Like
it's
every
hard.
parent in this country, I feel there are so many lessons to teach our son and responsibilities as his mother, but there are just not enough hours in the day to do it all. I remind myself that I'm more fortunate.
I thought she said Palladians as well because she does come across as a Palladian-looking woman. Everyone says that. Hang on. What did she say? Because she could say it was her accent, but I thought she said Palladian. Hang on a minute.
Relationships with their peers. Like every parent in this country, I feel there are so many lessons to teach our son and responsibilities as his mother,
Hang on.
so it can be enjoyed by the people of this country and visitors from around the world for years to come. I'm passionate about this beautiful house, the grounds, and all they represent. And now I have a special message for the mothers of this country. This modern world is moving so fast, and our children face challenges.
Where did she say it,
seem
that?
to
Let me go
change
back a bit.
every few months. Years as First Lady, I
Yeah.
will continue to build upon my best and work with individual states to pass legislation to take care of our most vulnerable. I plan to continue the work I have started with children in foster care, as well as the minority communities and tribal nations. I want to ensure children are being protected and communities have the resources needed to combat drug addiction and child neglect or abuse. Like my husband and the administration,
Oh, she's
I will
definitely
continue to
otherworldly.
encourage education that supports a child's individual needs. It is vital that children are given the
Because we know Trump says something sometimes when the media pick and go, oh, he said something daft, and you're like, you know, it's because it's coded. But where did she say it?
to succeed.
The gunner's wife, yeah.
I also look forward to continue my work to restore the People's House, which is a lasting symbol
Yeah, or did we only hear it? Message.
of pride for our nation. I believe this iconic home needs to be cared for and preserved so it can be enjoyed by the people of this country and visitors from around the world for years to come.
A visitor from around the world. Yeah.
I'm passionate about this beautiful house, the grounds, and all they represent.
Let's go through this bit again.
And now I have a special message for the mothers of this country. This modern world is moving so fast, and our children face challenges that seem to change every few months.
What colour eyes has she got?
Just like me, I know many of you watch how mean and manipulative social media can be.
Was it manipulative? It sounded like Palladian. It did. It was funny. That was it then. Hang on. I think it was manipulative. What?
Seem to change every few months. Just like me, I know many of you watch how mean and manipulative social media can be. And just like
Manipulative. Is that it? But it sounded like she said Palladian. That was funny.
me, I'm sure many of you are looking for answers how to talk to your past. And our children face challenges that seem to change every few months. Just like me, I know many of you watch how mean and manipulative social media can be. And just like me,
Mean and
I'm sure
manipulative.
many
It sounded
of
like
you
Palladian.
are looking for answers how to talk to your children about the downside of technology
That sounded like how to TikTok to you.
and their
I heard
relationships
Palladian, I know.
with their peers.
Bonkers.
Like every parent in this country, I feel there are so many lessons to teach our son and responsibilities as his mother, but there are just not enough hours in the day to do it all. I remind myself that I'm more fortunate than most and still have days that I look for wisdom and strength to do the very best I can for him.
But when she's more fortunate, she can do jobs and bring things in. Yeah, she got brown eyes, or I thought she had blue, or she got hazel. I'm not sure.
To mothers
Oh,
and
she also
parents
wear
everywhere,
contacts.
you are warriors. In my husband, you have a president who will not stop fighting for you and your families. I see how hard he works each day and night.
How she's looking
And
at.
despite the unprecedented attacks from the media and opposition, he will not give up. In fact, if you tell him he cannot be done, he just works harder. Donald,
And that's why I love Trump. Like I say, people who come against me and try to bring my energy down, I just shine brighter. That's what Trump does. Look at that smile.
Donald is a husband who supports me in all that I do. He has built an administration with an unprecedented number of women in leadership roles.
I
And
love when
has
he
fostered
smiles.
an
When he breaks that
environment
smile.
where the American people are always the priority. He welcomes different points of view and encourages thinking outside of the box.
Oh, encourages thinking outside the box. You know what I mean?
I know I speak for my husband and the family when I say we are so grateful that you have trusted him to be your president. And we will be honored to serve this incredible country for 4 more years.
Oh, yes.
As
Yeah.
you have heard this evening, I don't want to use this precious time attacking the other side. Because
Listen to this. I don't want to use this precious time attacking the other side. this is what I was trying to say earlier on about people trying to attack the other sides and what sides it's not this, that and the other. But precious time.
As we saw last week, that kind
Division.
of talk only serves to divide the country further.
People.
I'm here because we need my husband to be our president and commander
Yeah,
in
standing
chief
ovation, exactly.
for 4 more years. He's what is best for our country. We all know Donald Trump makes no secrets about how he feels about things.
No. True,
Total
authentic.
honesty is what we...
Right, this is the best bit of the speech about what she says about true authenticity and how he just says it is, and this is what some people of today just don't like because they're wrapped up in cotton wool. So let's listen to it because this is the best thing he said, and this is why I say to people, you don't like Donald Trump because he says it is, and you're all a load of crybabies, basically, at the end of the day.
We need my husband to be our president and commander-in-chief for 4 more years. He's what is best for our country. We all know Donald Trump makes no secrets about how he feels about things. Total honesty is what we as citizens deserve from our president.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not, you always know what he's thinking. And that is because
So that smile then,
he's an
look at that
authentic
smile, that's
our
real.
president. Whether you like it or not, you always know what he's thinking. And that is because he's an authentic person
Authentic
who loves
person.
this country and its people and wants to continue to make it better. Donald wants to keep your family safe. He wants to help your family succeed. He wants nothing more than for this country to prosper, and he doesn't waste time playing politics. Almost 4 years ago, we went into Election Day completely underestimated. Despite what is being said again this year,
Heart
I
chakra
know,
green,
just
yeah.
as you do, that Americans will go to the polls and vote on the behalf of their families, our economy, our national security, and our children's
Thank you,
future.
Human Hammer.
To vote for those ideals is not a partisan vote. It is a common sense vote.
Exactly.
Because those are goals and hopes that we all believe in. I believe that we need my husband's leadership now more than ever in order to bring us back once again to the greatest economy and the strongest country ever
32
known.
and 23.
God bless you all, your families, and God bless the United States of America.
That was amazing. Big shout out to that lovely divine energy right there, Melania. Big it up, 33, as I've just said that, are in Christ consciousness. She is a beautiful soul, a beautiful woman, a very intelligent woman. Some people out there wouldn't say so, but that's what always people do, dwelling in the dark. That just popped up there. I didn't actually see that, but obviously I know that Melania's for the light, and so is her husband. How proud will he be of her, and how proud is she of him? Remember what the newspapers were saying a few days ago, weeks ago? Oh, she's divorcing him if he doesn't get in again. What? If he didn't get in, she wouldn't be divorcing him. But I mean, he's not lost anyway. We're not even in December. He's still in till January, what a lot of people don't know. And he's won it anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's just media's calling it when they shouldn't be calling it. So she is beautiful. She really cares. And this is why I say I stand on that side wholeheartedly. You know, will stand strong on that side and defend Trump and Melania and that family, because they're a great, strong family with good values and common sense. You only look at Biden and he don't know what day it is. Hasn't got common sense between his ears anyway. So I just wanted to share that for maybe some people who haven't seen it, even the bit on Trump with the whole, he knows when you focus on something that you love, it comes in with the enjoyment. That's why I keep telling people to go and focus on their own things instead of other people. So it was just great when she said about being the true authentic self. Trump isn't pretending to be anything he's not, because exactly how he speaks now is exactly how he spoke way back, and his morals and stuff like that have never changed. So that's people getting him all wrong again because they sit there listening to mainstream media, or if they're not listening to mainstream media, just listening to people that they may like, but then people have got it wrong. They do no back searching on anything. A guy who saw America being pulled down by the people in before him, and what they were doing, and didn't want to see that before he left this earth, that America should go down, because if America goes down, we were all fucked basically. We're all dead, especially the people who shout out like light warriors. They don't want people who shout out about stuff. I mean, it's a bit like the crucifixion, the what you call it, of Jesus. Do you know what I mean? He was a light worker. You know, if he was in form or whatever he was, or if that was just a story of strength or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Whatever way you see it, just saying, because I'm not religious, but just saying that energy of that is somebody who was trying to talk out about, you know, tyranny and all the stuff that goes on, and you know, they wanted to shut people up like that. They didn't want a big movement, you know, and that's why all the people out there always shout out the famous word of, oh look, it's a cult. It's a cult. No, it's not. It's a sort of it's a following. Oh, we could be all the disciples of Trump actually. Yeah, because it's people waking up and seeing what the truth is, and they'll stand with the people who are in the light. So if that's seen as a cult, so be it, you know, because that's free thinking people who are not under the influence of the magic of the side of the illusion of the MSM. And when you wake up from that, you know, a cult, it's like when they say Q's a cult. Yeah, Q's a cult, the only cult that helps you expand your thinking, helps you research and question everything. I mean, that's the best cult you want to be in, isn't it? Because normally cults don't let you expand, go anywhere, do anything, think outside the box. They just dumb you down with the shit that they believe in, basically. So, you know, again, you can laugh again with it all. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, lamestream, medieval mafia media. So, you know, so I judged him. See, there in the chat, is it in search of ritual? I called it fruitful before. I judged him before based on MSN, but I feel so humbled by him and grateful now. Exactly, and that's what a lot of people are coming to. And because you've said that in chat, see, you can say, look, I judged him before, but I see what he's doing now. There's a lot of people that won't do that because I go, oh, ego. I don't want to say I was wrong. Years ago, I wasn't particularly, I knew about him. I wasn't bothered. I've never voted anyway, so I've never been into politics. And people say, you are now. I go, no, I'm not. It's nothing to do with politics. It's a spiritual thing and it's a warfare going on. And I used to think, oh yeah, what they call him, this big orange thing, blah, blah, blah. And then when I started to take notice, obviously, when I woke up of that sort of stuff, with the 3D stuff, of that sort of stuff going on, with this thing that came in and what's going on with Q, it was a bit like, right, let me look at this person more. Oh my God, I see what he's doing. He's a good person. He's not this big, as if they'd bring a big oaf in who was going to be president. Do you know what I mean? Mind you, then again, they're trying to get Biden in, aren't they? But do you know what I mean? Folk are slowly realising truth prevails. Exactly, Astral Thief, and that's why I'm not worried. I'm not even worried with the haters or anything, because it is happening. It is speeding up. And they are going to see. And just like Magenta Pixie said, and the lovely ladies over there on the channel, I've still not watched all of it yet. I've not been watching a lot. Is because I feel that innately anyway. I know what's going on. I know about the energies coming in at Christmas and what's happening with all that. And when we go into the new year, and the 4 more years he will begin, and the 4 more years of more work that people need to do on themselves. Even me. I don't sit here pretending I'm not supposed to be doing something and I'm not carrying on the work. There's something that I'm going to go into that hopefully can help other people in the future. And that'll give me lots of enjoyment, because I love helping people, because like most of us, we're empaths. We feel for people. That has got me in a lot of trouble and still does now, because you think you can fix people, you think you can help them, you think you can get them to see the error of the ways, and you realise that you can't. And I still do it by accident sometimes, and I'm still learning not to cut the ties, you know, with certain things, and realise it's not me, it's them, and they've got to go on the path to do that work themselves, because the only way you can do it is do the work yourself. As I've said, we branch off and learn the way we learn, and if we make mistakes on the way or it doesn't work, we can, you know, look at that. That's why we reflect. That's why I said get a diary, work in your book. You can call it a book of shadows, a book of mirrors, a book of your evolution, of you evolving, whatever you want to call it, as in reflecting on yourself. I'm not talking about book of shadows where you put shelves. I mean book of your shadows, of like, what is it, you know, I said the other day, what is it that's bugging you at the minute? Write it down in a book. There's no point slagging people off and doing it. Do the work in a book and get it out of your system and really have a look at what it is that's going on. I have a noisy throat. I have a noisy throat chakra. I don't know if you've noticed. I like to talk. Sorry. That's why I think I'd be really good as a sort of, and I'm not joking, some people will laugh out there because, you know, you always get the haters. I do a motivational speaker in a sense of, you know, different things. Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't mean that. I mean in like a sort of, I can't explain, but anyway, I know what I mean. But yes. And I mean, what truth do you want? Do you want the truth of somebody, say for instance a president, that is just going to feed you bullshit, which they normally do, just to make you feel better and look like it's something else? Or do you want someone to tell you the actual truth, even though it's shit, and even though there's horrible things that have gone in, so we can actually get past it and make solutions? That's what it's all about. I keep saying this, you know, and that's why, because I know we're in a spiritual war, and I'm not talking about what people woke up 2 years ago and what they think's going on. That is totally different, because we're on a different timeline and good things are coming in, but things are happening against that because the dark doesn't want to go, but the dark is going to have to go back into balance, and it's a totally different timeline. We're in a war right now, and this is why I will not back down. You know, I mean, I've even got people in my own life very, very close to me that don't get it. It is muggle talk. It is like Harry Potter. It's like they don't understand, and they just think that they'll turn around and say something like, yeah, anyway, but when you come back into reality, it's like, reality isn't reality of what's been projected here. You know, you think there's nothing going on. You know, people think that you're talking about a war that doesn't exist. It's like, yeah, war on your mind. It is a spiritual war. There are entities and energies about that come in, and if you're not fully armoured up, they will seep into your aura and they will attack you. If you're not armoured up in your own power, if you don't know your power and you don't know what's going on, this is what I see, right? I'm not saying this is true for everyone. This is how it's like I say, it's my path. I just express it. I believe of what I've been experiencing is, if an experience in the past with, when I'd been in little dark places, not many dark places, because I've always lifted myself out of it sort of naturally, but if you're not awake to certain things in a spiritual sense, and you don't believe in it, and then you get mad about certain stuff, and the entities come in, or you could say energies, entities, whatever you want to say, even demons, if that's what you want to say, and that's how they get into you and it's like they start feeding into you, tapping little thoughts into you, because you don't know who you are and your power. And that's why they don't want you to wake up, and that's why they keep you dumbed down. To me, as soon as you switch that light on, it's like going, as soon as you switch your divinity on, it's like, ping, oh, there she is. Oh my God, she's lit herself up. We've got to try, but they can't, because when the moth gets too near to the flame, the wings burn off. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking about the dark side. They can try, but they can't, because you know your power. But if you don't know your power, and you're not online with yourself, and you haven't come online with yourself, they can go after you, because you think it's certain coincidences. There's no such things as coincidences. You think it's not. It's because you don't know your power, and that's why they keep you down. I believe once you know how powerful you are, by putting certain words out on certain things, they can't harm you. They might try and get in a different way, but if you keep dropping your guard and keep going into lower frequencies, that's how they get in. That's why when other people come in, because the dark forces don't just come through an energetic thing you can't see, they can come through people who are in lower state of frequency, and it's like they're taken over, if you get what I'm saying, by this dark energy, and they'll say things to you or about you and all that, and that's how they come in. And that's why sometimes if it's someone you know close to you, it could upset you and bring you down a lower frequency, and that's how they get in on the attack to bring you down again. And they may say certain things like, oh, you don't need to be, and it's like, what? That's how I sort of see it. But I believe once you stand in your divinity of your true authentic self, the connection to source, that's it, game over. And that's why, because I believe a lot of people are waking up now more and more, it's faster and faster. It's a bit like Magenta Pix said. I said this the other day with that meditation I had, where I saw, like, it was like anybody that's new, it's like having a breastplate on you know, I do it in analogies and stuff. Having a breastplate on, and you've just found your light, and your breastplate is there, say your heart, your heart, like this is just coming in now, off, let's say it for a laugh, go on, off Indigo 7, your heart plate's there, and you've switched it on like isn't there a toy that does that, or a glowworm or something, you press it in and your heart chakra's just gone, and you've got this, you know, you've got this breastplate of armour, goodly, whatever, I don't know, I'm just going with it. And once that's switched on, it's like, you like beam it to someone else and they're feeling that vibration. It's like a domino effect. And then they beam it and they beam it and they beam it. And it's like, oh shit, all these lights are switching on. Oh no, they all know their own divinity. Oh no, I'm melting. So they sort of disappear, because when all the lights switch on, there is no dark, is there? They want you to dim your light. Well, that's what they're afraid of. When everyone comes enlightened to their own divinity, there isn't really that much room to have dark. And even if everybody didn't switch on, the amount that are switching on and we're going to switch on in the new year or just before, there may always be a bit of darkness there, but it's going to be in balance. It's not going to be overbalanced like it's always been. That's how I personally see it. Yes, I had to run in, and Crystal Fizz had a run in at a tattoo shop with a grey, and I called it out and told it to leave me alone. Yeah, and that's the thing, is it can be scary, but if you feel anything, shout it out. Tell it doesn't belong. Tell it, you know, are you from divine source? You know, leave. There's many things that different people do to get rid of certain energies, you know, this sage and stuff like that. And Crystal Fizz, you know what I mean? They do certain stuff to swipe all this away, but soon they will be gone, because there's going to be too much light, because there's a lot now, there's loads now. Like I've been saying this for ages. You know, Magenta Pix and that, they've been saying it in the video. I've been saying this for ages. The light that I see, remember my dream about 2 years ago? The world was full of light. Of the dream that I had. I'm not going through it again, but at the end of the day, I got told I was going back to heal, and I was going back to help other people heal. And the light was so bright. It was just like a big ball of white light. The earth was just white light of healing, and that's what's going to be taking place over the next couple of years. Some people sit out there and they think that, you know, when this happens, it's all going to be, we're all there. No, a lot more people are going to be doing the work, and you're going to be helping them. We've still got a lot more work to do on ourselves. I personally don't think it's a big thing like that. I just think it's going to start getting easier and easier, and people are going to start, instead of dividing, they're going to be working together. They're going to be making solutions. They're going to be having great different conversations. Not, this is the way I want to do it, this is the way. No, there's many different ways. We can all bring our talents together, our gifts, and do something for the good. Like Milani was saying, with each child's individual. Well, they always say that at school. I was a nursery nurse with, oh, kids are different, but still, there's schools that they say that, but they don't actually, I'm not saying all of them, do a lot of stuff where they are treating kids all individual. They're putting some kids in school that they shouldn't be in, and it's not working. They're labelling kids with certain labels, with autism and stuff like ADHD, but they expect them to be, it's like, them kids don't want to be, them kids are very bright, them kids are like crystal children. Kids with ADHD and that, they don't want to be sat there learning for hours and hours. They want to be doing. They're more kids who need to burn the energy. They've got a lot of energy, but they label them, and then they try to get them on certain medicines that don't really work from suppressing them, so on and so forth, with most of the things that we know. You need those sacred makings in the would be. Well, Susie Q, that's what I'm yeah. See, if I'm telepathically talking to you, I'm not saying it on air, but yeah, I think you might know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, someone's give me the go ahead. You know, if you know what I'm saying, along with me, you know, my crystal jewelry and stuff. If you know what I'm saying, I'm telepathically talking to you now, Susie Q. If you get what I'm saying. I know you know what I'm talking about. Most modern illnesses, but yeah, exactly. Ordinary bear. Yeah, well, there you go then. I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying. I'll tell you about it another time. And Crystal Fizz, you know what you emailed me And thank you for the picture, it's beautiful. So talented. You know, some people say, oh, well, I don't feel I'm in a job where blah, 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 blah. You can be a beautician. And as long as you're giving that love out and you're making people feel beautiful, and it's like the hairdressers, people go to hairdressers and stuff like that to offload, don't they really? So, you know, hairdressers and people like that and people who do that sort of stuff, they're like therapists. And people like Crystal Fizz, who said you're a tattoo, you will get that in your shop. And that's probably why maybe you had that entity in your shop. It might have been somebody's energy left there. You know what I mean? But you, if you're doing that, oh God, a tattoo artist, it must be, oh, that job, wish I could do that. I bet a lot of people offload to you and you become like a therapist, but it's nice if you're a person who loves to talk to people. That's great. I love chatting to people, as you can tell. You must know this by now. I've always been called a chatterbox, so really I need to put, you know, I do try and put it to use because I've got a lot of energy that needs to come out of me, and a lot comes out through me chatting. Always got told off at school for being a chatterbox. Can't think why. I love my work. Oh, what are you, Astral Thief? You do need to love what you're doing. If you didn't come in when I showed Trump, that's what Trump was saying. He makes money, but he doesn't do it for the money. He does it for the love of, he loves doing what he does, making buildings. That's creative. And you've got to do what you love because the enjoyment brings more flowing of attracting money. Build it and they will come. So yeah, what is a grey? You must ask Crystal Fizz in chat. The trouble is with negative energy, it can linger in buildings. Yeah, it can, and that's why if you ever have, some people do this daily, but if you ever have, there's a bit of a witchy note, if you ever have, if you've ever had an argument with someone, family or partner in your house or kids or something, or you've come home from work and you think, oh, such and such body's done me head in today at work because they were, I don't know, going on at you because you were Trump supporter and they're not. Get the sage out and sage your body. Sage your house every now and again and clear the stale energies out, because you could have friends come in your house or other people, what you might not be doing at the minute, where they're holding on to something and it can stay in your house. So you need to, I mean, I've got an evil eye over my door, do you know what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, I'm getting some evil eye earrings are coming in soon. Got some designs going there. Dolly's got beautiful work on her Instagram, really inspiring. It's gorgeous artwork. Thank you, Lois. Well, my angel is drying on the table because I've just done something to it. It's got a bit of twinkles in it and some other stuff. And once that is dry and the sides are sorted out, it will be going up for sale because I do believe my energy now would and Susie Q, you know what we were just discussing then in our minds? Can you imagine a room doing that with my artwork on the wall and a bit of jewellery and stuff like that? I just think, oh my God, I'm in heaven. I would be personally, so I think other people would. Yes, my boss has a negative connection with something. Oh, is it not your tattoo place? Do you work for someone? Because it's hard when you've got a negative boss. Just sage her. But the best way to treat a negative boss is if they come at you sometimes, just try and be really loving. And they will think at some point, like, why is she being so loving all the time? Get her a crystal. Buy her a crystal. Don't tell her why. Just go, oh, thought of you when I saw this. Well, a little info, use a little sage and burn it all. Or even a cigarette. Yeah, you can use your incense or anything, you know what I mean? And put intent, just put your intent behind what you want to. I talk out loud, you know, say what you want to release and things and stuff like that. Hi, Dolly. I've messaged you on Dolly Lama a few times ago, but buying a few about. Oh, have you? Are you on Dolly Lama or the other one? Oh, just remind me over there. I've not looked today, actually. I've not been over there today. Because it's been the time of the moon women, if you know what I'm saying, and I've just been like in a bit of a sleepy, tired mood today with first day of that, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. Yes, yeah, so you work, yeah, so if you get a negative boss, it is a bit hard, but sometimes you've got to be think, right, if I put a lot of love there, they can't stand it, but then they will think in the end, I think in the end they do think, you know, maybe it's me because like they're putting all this love out, but like, you know, buy her a crystal. Buy her a little crystal. Maya Helper. Yeah, please put your shop address in the chat. Yeah, I will do after this, I promise. I'll put the shop address at the bottom of the link. I just always forget to do it, but I will do. And, oh, just to say, talking about that, the lovely Lady V off, I tried finding it earlier. Oh, it's Dolly Lama Designs. You'll see me and the llama on it, so it shouldn't be hard to find, or Janine Flannery, but it's Dolly Lama Designs. But Lady V off High Realm Holistics. Hi, if you ever catch up with this. I love her. She's great, such a warrior. She did put my post up on her community channel, because she shares, you know, a lot of us, and you know, I've shouted her out quite a few times, but I did send a message today on one of it to her saying I'd absolutely love to do a live with Lady V, because she's such a warrior and I love her energy, and you know, she's into Q as well, and she understands, and she's into Trump, and she's just so great, and I just love her energy. I love people like who are feisty with it, like her, Jen McCarthy, Laura Eisenhower. There's loads of other people. There's loads of other softer energies I love as well, but I do love it when, you know, they get a bit feisty and they know their own divinity at the end of the day, and they won't be told, you know, off anybody what their divinity is and what their path is. I tried finding it earlier. Yeah, I will put it in after, unless any of the mods can put it in. Oh, it's about time actually. We had a growth there. Hang on a minute. There you go. See if someone notices. Have I found Michael Jacko? What do you mean? Do you mean being alive? I do believe he's actually alive. Some people might laugh at that, but Sasha Stone is, yes, Sasha Stone is good. That's another people some people don't like on the other side, but I love Sasha Stone because he's feisty. He's really funny with it as well, when he tries not to swear and that, but Sasha Stone's a fighter. Definitely masculine feminine. Divine masculine there, yeah, I like Sasha Stone as well. Most asked Dolly, have you seen her face yet? Whose face? Have you not noticed what you've got, Susie Q? Have I not seen... Whose face? Whose face? Who are we talking about? Whose face? Spiritual warrior, intuitive. Who's a spiritual warrior? What are we talking about? I love all the same peeps as you. I haven't checked. Oh, you need to check out Lady V off Higher Realms Holistics, that Critical Thinker has just put in. Yeah, that's because we resonate. You know, most of us in chat resonate with a lot of the same people because we're on that, just that resonation of that side, aren't we? Your celestial sister. Oh, you mean me? Oh, wow, what did you say then? I thought I saw something the other night trying to come in, but not properly. But that's why I said with the whole, I would say my higher self, you know, with the picture I put up that I drew when I went to the Reiki healer, which someone tried to, you know, twist it and say that I'd stolen the artwork off the cosmic face picture, whatever it is. Well, it's because it was from the cosmos, and that's where most of our higher energies come from anyway. It was a bit, what? You know, twisting it to try and make out someone's path is not the path, and they're not really doing the path, do you know what I mean, and all that sort of stuff. Same wavelengths and frequencies, exactly. But what, yeah, so check out High Realms Holistic. She's a fighter, she's into Q, she supports Trump, you know, if you're into all that, and she's a fighter, she's really good. Oh, well, talking about that, hang on, I've got to finish this picture off now that you've said that. Hang on a minute. Yeah, you might mean this one, which I haven't finished off, which sort of makes sense because maybe there's a reason. There was that one I did ages ago with the blue hair. And then there was this one that I've never finished off yet because and looking at it, funny enough now, this is a bit like sort of the face that was coming through the other day in my mind's eye, but nothing's finished off yet because it's still been sat there for ages. So you imagine a blue, it's not finished off so it looks really weird at the minute, but imagine this is a silhouette I saw but without the eyes and nose and mouth, so it was just a blue form of energy but in a humanoid sense. That's what I was trying to say, what I saw the other day, but obviously the other person who tries to make out that I'm not on my own path and haven't seen what I've seen, do you know what I mean, even though the Reiki healer saw the same thing. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was a bit like that. So maybe that picture will come out the more I feel into that and see, do you know what I mean? That's probably why it's always just been sat there. And now I'm looking at it, because this was done ages ago. Now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh, well, it's got all them colours behind, you know, that you see in your mind's eye, and then representation, and then it's got a star earring. Cosmos, again, that's why I put the stars on the face before, because I just was trying to represent that the silhouette that I saw, the stars were representing the cosmos, you know what I mean? So, yes. Much love. Disconnected there. I love it when they try to disconnect. Much love and all the most help. Those who most need the help seem to be the most difficult people in our lives. Hugs, love, peace is a way of being. Yeah. True. It's like, well, we don't hate on these people, do we? We just hope that they come to their own, you know, thing. Please watch Mark's last 2 videos posted. Do you mean Mark Atwood? Because I've not checked nothing. I don't seem to be watching a lot anymore because I'm just tuning into my divine self, but I will do. So, what time is it? Probably been on for 10,000 years. Oh, it's not that late. I thought it was later. Oh yeah, and then I'm still doing this. This is still a working process, and it's a higher self picture that I'm working on. With a bit of gold. We've got a gold owl, because the owl stands for wisdom. The other woman is like the higher self of yourself. The I stand for consciousness. I always put them in there. And I'll be doing something with this more yet, because it takes me a long time to work on stuff. I sort of build stuff up, you know, coming out of my divine self. Day to go and find a picture on that matches up, because it won't do. Do you know what I'm saying? So that will be, I'm going to be doing a lot of work on these size little pictures. So late, who is it? Susie Q, can you imagine like what we were discussing before in our mind? A room, I mean these are going to be sold anyway, but a room where I've got lovely pieces of higher self healing artwork. Can you imagine? Because I can. I'm going to stick that there actually, it looks cute. Let's stick that there. Yep. And yeah, can you imagine? I can imagine. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's what comes out of me. Like I said, visual. Mike Pompeo is announcing the 75th anniversary of... Ooh, well, there's loads of shit happening, you know what I mean? But I've not been looking at anything because I'm just doing what I love, and I know that story's coming, so it's all good. And then also, one of the last things I wanted to say, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Don't you think it'd give good, just the right fit? Exactly. Is... as much as people put lovely comments to me, and you all receive energy and I receive it off of you as well, the biggest one that matters the most to me is guess who? Oh, Mark Bajinsky. Yeah, I think I have watched a couple of his, actually, but I don't know if he's just put recent ones out. I haven't, like a few hours ago or something. But yeah, he's really good on energy. Who do you think it would be? That gives me the biggest... Not that I need validation in my work that I'm doing it, because I know I'm doing it. Do you know what I mean? Me, myself, and my higher self are doing it anyway. Email me or just want to send... Oh, okay, Susie Q, thank you. Who do you think is the biggest... Who do you think is the most person in my life that I can tell when I'm changing and how I'm growing with what this person, not magenta, no, would, not that it's validation, in a sense it is, but it's not, but would give me the most, I know I'm on the right path with how this person, little person, perceives me. No, even though I'd love that. Little person. Your son, your kids, exactly. Is my little Finn. Like I said, my eldest is nearly 21. He's a bit of hard work because he's been brainwashed, before I even knew after that stuff, computers and stuff like that. My little one, who doesn't do that because I don't allow it with him now, is little Finn. And the pictures that he brings every day, he's drawing every day, he loves art. He said he was in heaven the other day when he was drawing, and he just said that like he didn't know what it meant, but it was cute. And little boys can be a handful, he can be, but when he's in his that self of like innocence and he's drawing and he draws pictures of me every day, all he draws every day is we laugh because it's constant rainbows. Rainbow, 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 mum with a rainbow, 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 rainbow. And when he did this picture the other day, because I've actually brought him a load of paints today and I got him these canvases as well. When he painted this picture the other day and said he was in heaven, he said, I'm just in heaven, when he was painting. You see this person, I mean, it does look like a bit like Donald Trump to me. But you see the eyes are love hearts. He sees with the eyes of love, do you know what I mean? This is one of the best pictures. This is so cute. Kids tell the truth at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? So if he's seeing rainbows, exactly. If he's seeing rainbows all the time, and he's drawing them, and he's drawing eyeballs with love hearts in, and I said to him today, because he was a bit tired and cranky when I came out of school, he's not here tonight, but I said to him, I do love you, He went, yeah, I know you do, I love you too. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah, Trump hair, that's what, yeah, Trump hair. He knows about Trump and everything, so, do you know what I'm saying? I'd be happy all day if it was just that one person knew is my son. So that's why it doesn't matter what anyone else says. My son gives me my youngest gives me all I need to know of what I'm doing. Put that in your... Oh yeah, it will be. That's why I've got a wall up there of our artwork, and I've got his artwork up on there now and that will be going up because it's the cutest littlest thing. And he always says, the world is love, the world is love. So he's putting intentions out there at 5 years old, So, no, yeah, FINN, yeah. And what else was there? Was something else, can't remember. And I did get a message in the cards today for myself of, where was it again? Of the warrior came up again. I already know that. Sowing your seeds came up again. I already know that, as in, see your seeds grow. I already got that the day. Take care of your needs, which we all should be doing. I got the guardian angel. You're not alone. We know we're not alone. I got the great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. That I got again. I don't really need to be asking because I know this is what's happening. When the cards repeat, to me it means you're doing this, you're doing it. Have faith in yourself, have trust in yourself, which I do. Heart guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Air guardian, shift your perception, and we keep doing that all the time. If you stay stuck in one all the time, it's not really. Shalem master is be graceful in movement and action. And then we got the high priestess again, and the last one came out was the high priest, and the last one that came out was the high priestess. Harness your mystic power. That's what I'm doing. And you've got the masculine there as well. At the end of the day, like I said, as soon as you switch your light on, the moths come in. And that's where it's a bit of a test of, are you going to stand strong like a warrior, or are you going to switch your light off and dim back down? No, you burn bright every single day. You burn brighter than the day the day before. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And I'm going to keep saying, do you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't like it. So I must carry on saying it because it's my little slogan. And it came out naturally of, what I say. You know what I'm saying? Because I say it as you know what I'm saying. Because you know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying. So, ooh. I must get in my troll mode and get on some t-shirts saying I'm just saying. Keep saying I'm just saying, just saying. 5 years in this world, but very old soul is fit. Yeah, definitely, Crystal. You know what I mean? Definitely. Thank you, Susie Q. I know what you're talking about. I'm quite over the moon because it's something I'll talk about in the new year after it, if you get what I'm saying. And it's, I just knew that quite a few years ago, you know, and it just, I just put it out there, reached out to this person. They were like, yeah, definitely need to do that. And they're like, welcome to your new journey, you know, in the new year, and I can't wait to see you expand on that. So there's another adventure, can't wait. Yeah, Jamone's like, we know what you're saying. Exactly. So funny. I will email you straight after this. Oh yeah, I'll show you my Instagram just so you can see the picture, because but I will put it in. I'll have to wait for this to download first. I know what you're saying. I dim my light with yeah. Don't dim your light with the moths. Turn it up. Congratulations. Thank you, Susie Q. Because I think some people don't see it as a real job or a real thing. I'm like, oh yeah, it will be, especially with what's coming. Do you know what I mean? And it needed stronger people coming in with all that again, I think, as well. So right. Could be under Janine Flannery actually, but you'll see it, Janine Flannery, and then you've got Dolly Lama Designs. So it's growing my channel, because that one Instagram page has only recently just gone up. My other page, Dolly Daydream, did have my designs on it, but I decided to make a separate page with my stuff on. So, you know, and I just want to read this quote out because this quote's brilliant. I nicked it off somebody. It says, fear, F-E-A-R, fear, is either, it has two meanings, F-E-A-R, fear, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. And that's what a lot of us do. And we're facing our fears and our shadows, and we're rising. But a lot of people are forgetting everything and they're just running. Do you know what I mean? So you can see it as two things. Fear, forget everything and run, which a lot of people are doing outside there in the outside world with stuff. They're not, you know, or face everything and rise. And that's what we're doing. Yeah, or as critical thinker said, fear, false evidence appearing real. Exactly. Can a mod plus put Dolly link? Donations, please. I don't have it. Oh, can a mod please put up Dolly's link with donations? Donations, please. Yeah, see, I don't. Yeah, if you know how to do links, you could link it. If anyone knows how to do links, the mods, you can put my links in. Or it's FE who normally does it. Donny FE normally does the whole donation thing and links up. But like I said, it's always my mods that shout out, not me. So thank you very much. Thank you for my gift. Have you got it yet, Susie Q? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? It will be there soon. Don't know if you've got it yet. And I hope when you wear it, you're like, oh. I switch my light off around a certain person. Oh, I switch my light off around a certain person. Do you? I just don't dim the light for anybody. Do you know what I mean? I just don't. You can just not give them your light, you know. Anyway, where's me? How are you all feeling today anyway? He was talking about the what? The spanner. I couldn't read that then. I was like, the what? Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else that I was going to bring up. Oh, apart from And this card came out of the moon card as well, which was believe in the impossible. Oh, I sure do. Oh, I sure do. There was something about, something talking about faith and that, and I can't remember what it was. Janine.flannery.com. Oh, yeah. Well, Janine.flannery in the live chat now that's there, Gmail. That's, you can donate to PayPal. That's PayPal anyway. Thank you, Miss Chime. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and I was just going to say again, you can send people love and you can wish them well, but you don't have to consent to people. You can cut the cords. You know, it's like, you're welcome to your own opinion, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I don't consent. So that's not being nasty. That's just putting a thing up of what I'm feeling. Things going on with people is, you know, people have got to respect other people's opinions, not just laying the fact of like, oh, you know, just respect people's different opinions and get over it. Do you know what I mean? Just respect people. I respect other people have different opinions, but I'm not just going to bow down and not stop talking about what I want to talk about just because, you know, other people don't see things the way I see things. Hopefully the Symphony of Time. Oh yeah, definitely Ordinary Bear. Yeah, coffee donations Miss Chimes put in, and it's there. So if anyone's watching, you just tap on the little communication box and you'll see live chat, and then you can go in and, you know, take that information and do what you want with it. I'm so sorry, I will watch the restream. I'm on the phone with my mum. It's a birthday. Oh, say happy birthday to you, Mum Debbie. Anyway, I'm going to go now and finish off the new world, because that's quite telling. The new world, or whatever that new series thing is. Yeah. And like I said, I'm just looking at something over there. I'm like, I'm just trying to think if there was any more. Yeah, remember. Attitude, the attitude of gratitude. Pick yourself up a little notebook and start writing your gratitudes in. You know, I do the work on that. I do the work on that. I do the work on my gratitude. Even if it's in the morning or at night time, I try to put things in. So, yeah. So, like I said, I'm still trying to think what I was coming up with. Oh, hang on, let me have a look. Oh, I've still got something to read out, actually. Just let me have a look at notebooks next week, people. Notebooks next week. Think, where is it? Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Why is it I write things down and then forget where I bloody wrote it? Where's, oh, looking at the wrong book. I think it's in this gratitude book. Is it in this book? Yeah, it is. Right, let's have a look. Oh, yes. So what you'll need for next week, folks, and I'll write this down so I don't bloody forget because I just wrote a bit on it, is if you're doing the workbook, you know, where the other day, hi everybody, hi Marie-Anne, if you're working through the workbook that we're doing, you know, to help you with your energies and stuff, if you want to join in with that, and if you want to show any art of what you've been doing, of what we do, show me, and I can show everyone on here if you're not bothered about me showing it on here. The next thing you're going to need is you're just going to need basically a few little bits like, just trying to think off the top of my head. You're going to need some felt tips or some crayons and a pencil, maybe a ruler, not quite sure. You know them little bits that you have, but basically some sort of colours, pencils or felt tips or nick your children's. But basically, yeah, a pencil, a pen, and some felt tips or crayons, doesn't really matter. And and I'll tell you about that next week, but that's what you're going to need. Like, it's not going to be anything dear, it's just like, you know, little, if you haven't got any felt tips or crayons, you can always go to a cheap shop and buy a packet for £1, you know what I mean? But I'm sure most people, especially if you've got kids, will have stuff like that. So basically, it's just that. And what I'm going to do is, over the weekend, you could decorate your notebook and just make it more yours and make it a thing that you want to go into and pick up. Because if it's just an ugly looking thing and boring, you're probably not really going to want to go to it. So do that. I mean, you don't have to, but you know, it's nice when you decorate it. You could go back to being your inner child and cover it with funky wallpaper or paper. Do you remember when you used to do that at school? Just to make it pretty. And then our next one will be, I won't tell you till the day, but you need crayons or felt tips. And then, like I said, collect some pictures or old magazines, even if your friends read magazines, and you can nick them off them, because you're going to need them for in a couple of weeks. I'm going to give you a chance to collect a few bits, so you've got a few bits to do something that would be quite fun that I'm not telling you about yet. But yeah, so what you were working on was keep checking your spiral chart, and you can still add things of words on there yourself. And the only one thing we were doing, which I've got to do over the weekend, is the hand. Remember the past? Draw around your left and right hand, and the left will stand for the past you, and the right hand standing for the future you. The future you, or the now you. Now that's changed from the past, or what's coming in the very, very near future of what you want to see. And so you can draw all patterns and words in this hand and decorate it of, you know, what those past things were, or maybe colours that make you feel of something you wasn't. Be truthful, do you know what I mean? Like, you could put an angry face in it because you were more angrier then, you know, you didn't understand things. You could put words in to express how you felt. And then this one is, you know, years on now, how are you feeling now? Has it moved on a bit forward, or do you know what I mean, of how you feel now, or the future self that you'd like to see? So basically, this is like your happier hand. So you could colour it in happier colours or smiley faces. Anything that makes you happy. It could just be a hand with flowers on, animals that you love, something. It's just them sort of feelings in the hands, if you get what I'm saying. You're just decorating, and it's just a little bit of art or creativity that you're doing. That's just, when you're doing it, you're going to be present doing it. Like I said, put a candle on, put some incense on, listen to some lovely music. Don't sit there listening to the news, because that's got a frequency in it. When you get a chance, just have a little bit of time to sit. And you could get your kids to do this anyway. You could just get them to draw around the hands if you haven't got, you know, if you've got your kids with you, and just get them to decorate. But you can sit there, a little bit of quiet time, even if you do one hand for 5 minutes one day and one next, or get up a little bit, to just to go in that space of not looking at anything, not watching anything. You're just there being present and really working on this, what you want to move from, if you get what I'm saying. Great idea, Dolly. Would be great for children if they are feeling upset. Yeah, so you can do that. That's something you can still bring in with your kids over the weekend or whenever, but we will be doing that on Monday, and I will be showing you mine. And it's not a competition of who's is the best or whatever. It's to take you and put you into the present of, you know, really thinking about, look how far you've come, and look at what you're bringing in now, and to remind yourself what you're working on. Because we'll be going into goals and things like this. And this is just coming out of me of, you know, making up this as I go along. This is blah, blah. But when we look back in this book, we're going to see. So it's going to help us that way. That's what I'm bringing, you see. This is the idea that I'm bringing in, and a little bit of a solution there to help. So if you want to join in, you might have to go back to past few videos. But all we've done at the minute is the spiral that we've wrote in, or you might have got quite like artistic with it, I don't know. And the hands. And then we're doing something else on Monday. That's pretty simple. And then there'll be a chat that goes with it. It's just pretty simple. And then collecting magazines for maybe the week after. Maybe. That'll be quite fun. And you might enjoy it. And it'll be good. Those who mean you harm don't succeed unless you allow. Just ignore them or decide to help them. Exactly, Miss Chime. That's why I put that thing out before about the invite, but I know that's not going to go anywhere anyway. But yeah, exactly, and that's why I always say, Miss Chime, I just keep on shining no matter what. You know what I mean? It's just, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? Evening, sweetie, love your videos. Thank you, Mark Rank. And I just want to say before I go, because I am going now, I'm going to go and chill out and watch a bit. The thing that I was watching was because I've just been keeping myself busy, because like I said, my fella's gone to something today that I was talking about in the last video that was quite sad, you know, so I'm just here entertaining myself. But to all the people that I said at the beginning, I loved out with my kids, yeah, you've got to do more of your inner child work, you know, doing the things you love and playing with your kids and all that. To all the people that have come in, as we'd say, lurking, and it was just dead funny right at the beginning when someone came in and said, I'm a lurker and I don't normally say anything, but I'm saying something. Thank you for the times you do come in and put beautiful comments in when we've not heard, or I've seen comments off you before and you've just said, you know, you just listen. It's beautiful when people have the courage to just say, do you know what, I've been watching you, blah, blah, blah. And I am going to read out someone's comment before I go. I won't say the name because it's in a message, but I mean, obviously it's all right because it's there to see because someone's put it in a message. But these times of like what's coming in with me personally, with divine energy coming in, thank you, Miss Chime, and yeah, thank you, Susie Q, and how you manifest people coming in. This is what happens when people comment as well and people come out the woodwork to say things, and it's really, really nice because there's a lot of people that I say are Eve Austin, love you, Dolly, you are inspiring. Thank you, Eve, and hope you're enjoying your bits. And I forgot what I was going to say then. Ooh, getting cramp in my legs from sitting down here. You know, it's nice that people do that, and in these times more people seem to be, you know, having the courage to say stuff, and I just find it that the more I'm in tune with myself and the more I want to bring in with helping people, the more people come and say lovely things. And other energies out there will say, well, yeah, but that's just because you're looking for validation. No, the more you focus on helping people, the more people will come in and say things with nice comments, because that's how it works. Like I just showed before with Trump and the stuff that, you know, you will get validation back off the universe, no matter if that's through people, through things that come in your life as material thing or whatever. That's how it works. That's how money works as well. So, you know, Miss Chime has just put coffee donations. If you would like to make an energy exchange, the coffee donations are in live chat off my moderator, Miss Chime, who the moderators put it in themselves. If you want to make a small donation, it is there to PayPal, and that is up to you because you have your own free will. Thank you, Jerome. So, yes, and thank you to all the people that come out and say lovely comments, but I just grabbed this one today and thought I'll read it out because, you know, it just shows something at the end of the day. So it says, I'm a new subscriber and I have been following you for a couple of weeks. You are a breath of fresh air, sweetie, and I always feel light and, buoyant, I think it's meant to, I don't know, watching your videos, and usually while I'm having a brew, which is funny because I'm always drinking a brew. Just know, for many of us that have woken up, because this is what I'm talking about, there's still people that are coming into that, have woken up and are alone in crowds of sleepers, watching people like yourself with honest, open hearts, speaking the truth, helps us keep our own lights shining for when others need us. Exactly. You know who you are who made that comment, and that's exactly what I'm trying to bring. And the people who understand that, understand it or understand it as that's what it is, because there's more and more people waking up and they need help. They don't need people laughing and saying, oh yeah, look, I've been like, it's not about that, like I've said before. So thank you for the people, the new people who come into chat. Thank you for the people who just bob in now and again and say, oh, I'm just saying hi, I don't normally. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Dolly, don't let anyone take you who you are. Stay to. Oh no, I don't, Miss Chime. You know I don't. I never do. It just pushes me more forward. You know what I mean? And makes me stronger. So, I mean, what else can you do? You either sit down, lie down, and then you're like, oh. But it's like, nope. It just, to me, it's a, well, what do you call it? It's probably the highest form of flattery. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Dolly, my name is different on Instagram than here, my maiden name. Well, if you've messaged me on there, Alyssa, just tell me in the message it's Alyssa. But if you've gone on Dolly Lama, I'll check it out. I might not tonight because I'll forget because I want to go and chill out now. But I will check. Because my phone needs charging. Throwing you all. Yeah, throwing everybody hearts. It's like Red Pill Phil would say, even to the haters, do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things, and that's what happens at the end of the day. But I am going to go now. And yeah, just check that picture out. Can you see the gold in it? I don't know if it's shiny. Should have seen the pot of gold. I got like this little. I was like, what's that? Is that the littlest? Oh yeah, you can see it. See? Ooh, shiny, shiny. So that's still going to take a bit of time to finish off, because I paint and then I leave it, and then I paint and then I leave it. So, and like I said, if anyone's new and they're wondering like what's going on in this picture, it's you know, someone ascending with the higher state of consciousness, because they've come into the, you know, that state of consciousness with the higher self. So that's what that represents. And it never started off like that. It always comes in intuitively. And then it ended up having an owl in it. And I thought, well, owls are known as wise, aren't they? Wise old owls. So it's the wisdom and the knowledge you come into when you start connecting with your higher self and you're listening to your real, true, authentic self, you know, and the messages that are around you. Not everybody else. Your divinity when you stand in that light. And this all stands for the cosmos, like I was saying before. And the I stand for consciousness. And all that good stuff. So that's just what came in, you know. It is whimsical because I'm a bit of a whimsical drawer. That's just my style. That is my style. That's the style that I came into. That's the style I sort of love. I draw on it and doodle, and it's got words, and it says, I think it says, love with all your heart along there. You'll see I use like, it's like a, what do you call it? Mixed media, because it has ballpoint pen and everything, but that's just the way I do it. So yes, I think that represents a lot of things that are going on with a lot of people at the minute within people. You know, it represents the times, it represents ascension. That's why I always put wings on. I didn't realise this when that's what I was painting angel forms, is just you get your wings with your initiation when you start to rise with your divine self, angel self, whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter what word you use. Ascension is just the ascension of your ascension of going through your energy field, your chakras, your energy points, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. Up to your crown chakra, but we go beyond. So you're raising your higher states of your nation within yourself, up to your higher states of consciousness, your highest realm, in, you know, in your human self sort of thing, your heavenly realm, and your crown chakra. And then we do go beyond after that, but when we come into enlightenment of that, I think it's easy to go up in the others. That's where they don't want us to go. I think they actually want us just trapped in our 7, and just to keep us there. You know, people think, oh, you've got to rise to your crown chakra. I do believe, knowing now, there's more than that. So so anyway, yes, love and gratitude, definitely. And I have gratitude, like I say, I have a book that I write in with my own gratitude. Depends what you're grateful for. And you should be grateful for things also that you want to bring in. Intentions is not just for yourself, it's also for everybody. But I always put out there that anything I ask for myself, that it is abundance for everybody else. So, you know, if you get what I'm saying. So yes, so remember, felt tips and crayons and something to jot something down for Monday, Mindset Mondays. And I'm also going to be doing something else, because, you know, I can change my mind all the time and bring different things in, because my energy, I just get so much creative ideas and energy all the time. And I do believe that happens when, you know, you're in that. I do need to ground a bit, but I do get a lot of it, and it just comes from, like, you know, even my fella says, where do you get all, like, what you, like, sometimes I think he feels he don't have a lot of stock, because I'm like, I'm just like, I've got this, blah, 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 and this has just came in, and I need to do this, and wouldn't that be good? And I think it all needs to go in a package with something, but there's something else I'm thinking of doing that will be quite fun and creative. I just think, where do I get the energy from? I know where I get the energy from. So, yes. So, all have a great weekend. Even if it's raining, it doesn't matter. Get creative, folks. Maybe you want to do your hands over weekend with your kids. That would be great. Get them sticking and gluing and everything. Get creative with that. We're nearly to the 14th of December. That's going to be eye-popping, isn't it? But everything's going on anyway. So, and I will check in with Susie Q there. But yes. So, have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye. If I can get up. If I can get up and just remember those with real eyes. Eyes of love, we know what's going on. Have a blessed weekend, see you soon. Yes, and all you too. Bye.